First startup on it. Are you gonna do it? Oh boy. Please start.
Should I choke it or not?
Yeah, I would. Alright guys, welcome to part, I believe it's 5 on the CR125 from 1990. Today we actually got the gaskets in, so it's a good day. We got all the top end gaskets here, so we can start rebuilding the top end. We got them from Tusk. I think they were pretty expensive, but it was the only place that shipped fast. So anyway, it was brought to my attention that we might need to be drilling out these holes for the piston because our cylinder actually has an exhaust bridge, which is the bridge that divides the exhaust port. So the thin piece of metal in there. You can see it from the inside here, right here. So that's the exhaust bridge right here. And Wiseco pistons recommend that you drill 2 small holes vertical on the piston, right where the exhaust bridge is. So you drill it right here. And you drill them, I think it's like 0.375 inches apart. So what you need to do is put the cylinder on it, put the ring at the, I think it was at the end of the exhaust port, and then draw 2 vertical lines with a marker or something, and then drill 2 holes that are, let's see here, I've got the instructions. 2 holes that are, you can kind of see the illustration here. So there's the piston. And you're going to be drilling 2 holes vertical, and they're going to be 0.06 to 0.09 inches in diameter, and they're going to be 0.375 inches apart, starting at 0.3 below the bottom ring and between the pencil lines. So you're going to see the illustration right here. And that's basically to cool that area down, because that's the hottest area of the whole thing. So we're going to have to put the cylinder on, mark out the exhaust bridge, and then measure those holes and then drill them. And I'm guessing maybe that's why the other piston failed. I'm not 100% sure, but that could be the reason. Let's just take a quick look. But it's going to definitely be worth doing it if it saves us a piston. Let's see if these were drilled out or not. So this was in this way. So it looks like what kind of piston is this? It looks like it was pretty close to the exhaust bridge. It was about 1 inch away. You can see it's right here, and straight on is right here. So it's like right over here that the piston failed, which, I mean, it could have something to do with that, but not quite sure. But I guess we're going to take the piston off, drill those holes, and that will be that. Alright, so we got to put the cylinder on the piston and then mark up these lines. Now we're going to look up through the exhaust port, right up here. And then it says to slowly turn over the engine until the bottom ring groove is at the top of the exhaust bridge. So bottom ring groove. Bottom ring groove, top of the exhaust. Alright, the bottom of the ring groove is at the top of the exhaust port. Now it says, reach through the exhaust port with a pencil and mark a vertical line on the piston on both sides of the exhaust skirt. All right, so we'll mark it and then we'll take it off and then start drilling these holes. All right, guys, you can see where I marked right there and right there. So that's the gap I'm going to be drilling in between. Let's take a look at our paper again, see what the next step is. All right, so the next step in the process is going to be to remove the cylinder piston, did that, and drill 2 holes, 0.6 to 0.06 to 0.09 diameter. We've already got that one picked out. Here's the drill bit right here. I believe it's 0.8 in diameter. And then 0.375 inches apart. So the holes have to be that far apart. So 0.35 or 0.75 right here. And then starting at 0.3 below the bottom ring, 0.3 inches below the bottom ring. So we have to measure that out quick. 0.3. So 0.3 below the bottom ring. Just to make sure it's zeroed out, yep. Okay, so 0.3. Lock that in. Below the ring. 0.3 inches below the bottom ring. So right there. Perfect. So right now we've got the 0.3 mark right there, and then we're going to be drilling the first hole in the middle of that mark right there, like that. And then another one, we're going to be drilling 0.375 inches. So 0.375. Right there, lock that in. Inches below that one. So we've got all of our marks lined up here. It's really hard to see. You can see the 2 vertical lines going up and down, and then the horizontal ones. And then we've got the drill bit, so we're all ready to drill. Let's drill them out quick. All right, guys, here goes nothing. I'm gonna drill the first hole. Okay, time to drill the second hole. Now we just deburr those. Just sand that little edge off right there. And then on the inside, I'm gonna deburr those with a Dremel or just a little piece of sandpaper just to get those burrs off. And then we're done. And then we can install this thing, finally. All right, so I deburred the piston, a little bit of sandpaper, super smooth up and down. Can't catch my nail on it at all, so that's good. And then on the inside, took a little bit of sandpaper, really fine grit, and deburred that. So we're good to go. And I actually found another piston from an RM125 that was drilled out exactly like this. So this is definitely the correct way of doing it. Let's just check our work one more time and see if we're getting the correct measurements here. So we're supposed to be 0 it out, 0.375. I just want to make sure it's good to go. Doesn't like to get the 0.375. 0.375, there we go. Lock her in. Let's see if they're 0.375 distance apart. Literally perfect. Look at that. Center of it, both holes, 0.375. We'll measure the distance from the ring to there. It should be 0.3. Let's see if we're correct here. We'll be close enough, if anything. .3. Literally perfect. Look at that. I think we're good to go. Let's start installing this piston. Alright, this is the best part of the whole build right here, putting on the top end. Well, besides starting it up for the first time. Gonna lube it up with some oil here.
Put some oil down the crank bearings.
Yeah. Build up here. We don't want that ring sticking again. Lubing up the crank bearings right now. Good?
Yep.
All right, let's put her on. See what happens.
You get that rod going up there.
No, it doesn't have to go up.
Oh yeah, that's weird.
Seems pretty tight. Try rotating the engine here.
That's so smooth. I don't think I've ever felt anything that's.
I feel it.
Am I right? Like that.
Whoa. Yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty happy with that. Yes.
Yeah.
Like that, and then I have to deburr the head still, and then we gotta get the power valve up in that spot. So let's do that and come back. All right, polish the head. You can see the little divots. Pretty much gone. Nothing sticking out past. There's just a little hole right there, but can't really get rid of that. So time to install that. Got the gasket down already. What are the torque specs in that bad boy? see what the pretty smooth. Okay, we're gonna see if we're getting compression. We'll put the spark plug in, just test it out, and then we'll torque down the head nuts.
A couple threads.
Right, putting the spark plug in. Then grab that tool over there to
Start her up.
see what she feels like. Well, I can tell you one thing, it's a lot better than it was. Oh. Feel that, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Yeah, that's what it's supposed to feel like. Before it was like just straight down. So take that guy out.
Put the carb on.
Oh, we gotta clean out the carburetor too. We'll clean out the carburetor, get the new gasket on for the reeds, get the reeds on, and then we're gonna have to put new oil in it and torque down the head. That's the process we're gonna be doing, and then first startup, stay tuned. All right guys, cleaning out the carburetor. Looks like we're running a 58 Pilot and a 168 main. So we're gonna check the specs on that. We're running the stock pipe, stock reeds. It is 0.5 over bore, but everything else is stock. So we're gonna go back to stock settings. So we'll quick look that up and see what happens. All right, time to torque down the head. Looks like settings are 20 foot-pounds. We're gonna go to 10 first and see what happens. Got some new gas line on it as well. Brand new, brand spanking new from eBay. Also, if you guys are looking for parts, check out lab2.com. Bunch of different unique parts up there, especially if you guys have like a scooter, like a Vespa scooter. There's a bunch of really rare parts up, and a bunch of cool gas tanks as well. Anyway, let's torque it down. Seems like a lot. Can't get to that one.
Yeah. Is it 10 still?
Yep. I want to get the attachment for that. I want to get the wrench. We're just gonna get these in here quick. Then we'll go up to 20, and then we'll be good to go. All right, time to put the coolant lines on. Clamp these down.
Oh man. Clamp is like clap.
This big one goes to here. That's definitely a new hose too.
Looks fantastic. Yeah, that does not come off of here. Oh.
All right, bike is put back together. First startup on it. Are you gonna do it? Oh boy. Please start.
Should I choke it or not?
Yeah, I would. not leaking anywhere? All right, guys, well, that turned out to be really good. Starts up, sounds pretty good. Just one tiny exhaust leak. There's one drop of oil that dropped below. And I'm thinking that's the only reason that's leaking is because one of the bolts is stuck in there, so we can't seal it completely. But I mean, one drop of oil every 10 minutes is fine with me. It's pretty good for an older bike. And that's just coming out right there. We have a new gasket in there, by the way. But anyway, no other leaks. Coolant's not leaking. Oil's not leaking. It's all sealed up. Sounds really good. Everything seemed to be good. It is pretty loud. We don't have a silencer on it yet. I still have to weld this up and then repack it. But it runs. We're gonna get the rest of the bike together, break it in. We've got to get the paint off the gas tank right here. So we're gonna quick pressure wash this off. It should peel right off. I was doing a quick test with it, but I totally forgot about this gas tank. You can see it just peels right off. It should come right off with a pressure washer. All right, let's pressure wash the gas tank here. All right, back from the pressure wash. Didn't quite take off everything, so I lathered it up with some more of the paint stripper. I think I forgot to do the bottom part over here. Everything else looks pretty good. I think one more layer should do it. We have to let that sit for a day, and then we'll be putting that back on, and then everything should be good to go. No leaks so far. So it looks like there's a tiny coolant leak right here. So one tiny coolant leak, and I suspected that because I've got the gasket coming for that. There's a tiny rip in the gasket. So once we get the gasket, I'll replace the water pump gasket, and then that'll be all good. I kind of expected that would leak a little bit, but this was just for testing purposes. But yeah, it's got really good compression. Sounds really good. Pretty happy with how it runs. We'll have to do a compression test after we break it in though. I'm guessing it's got like 140 pounds right now, which is pretty dang good. But yeah, no coolant leaks up here, which is good. So we'll replace that gasket and everything should be perfect. The other thing we need to get is a kill switch for it, because we found out that the wires down there were unplugged and there's no wires to come up here. So we'll tape these off, put a kill switch on it, and then put all the plastics on, the seat on, and then we'll take this thing for a rip. Anyway guys, hopefully you enjoyed me putting on the top end and the piston and drilling it out today. Hopefully you learned something. and enjoyed the video. Anyway, guys, if you want any dirt bike parts, ATV parts, scooter parts, check out lap2.com. There's a bunch of parts up there. And I think that's pretty much it. So thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for subscribing. Until next time, we are out.